Hello and welcome to Wish You Were Here today from the Canary Islands. Well, if you're still planning your next holiday, we've got 3 very different ideas for you on this show. But first up, it's competition time. Of course, we're giving away another holiday today, and this is where the lucky winner will end up. And all you have to do to enter is answer this simple question. Calls only cost 25 pence, which is not really very much money to pay for your next holiday, is it? Now, lines are open as I speak, and as ever, we'll be announcing the name of the winner before the end of the show. In the meantime, though, let's find out where our travellers have been. Back now to our trip across 8 different time zones. Having already stopped off in Siberia, Matthew Kelly continues his journey along the world's longest train line. Now, if you fancy doing that journey non-stop, it will take you around 7 days. It's a bit of a long slog, but it's not really surprising when you consider that the railway stretches across about 1/3 of the world. However, if you want to do it like Matthew did it and explore the terrain a bit, this is what it'll cost you. Well, if you're not up for a trip across 3 countries, 2 continents and all those different time zones, then maybe you'd prefer our holiday prize, and you've got just enough time to enter. But if you haven't entered already, now is the time to pick up the phone. As you know, calls cost just 25 pence, and we're letting you know who's won before the end of the show. And we've still got all of this to come. Welcome back to Wish You Were Here today. Now, if it's theme parks you're after on your holiday, Orlando must be one location that's at the top of your list. There's quite a lot of them there, and nearly 1.5 million of us visit that part of Florida every year. According to the Orlando Tourist Authorities, British visitors put 2 items ahead of theme parks, and top priority is shopping. In the exclusive boutiques of Winter Park, there are lots of American designer names I haven't seen before. So if you want to stand out in the crowd back at home, it's worth checking out. There are some beautiful things here, and most of it is a lot cheaper than at home. But for real value for money, you want to come here to Orlando Premium Outlets.
I thought you all might begin your tour here.
If you want to buy a pair of Nike trainers in the UK, you'll pay minimum £35, £40. Here, $19. That's £14. No, look, hurry up, I'm supposed to be working. What size are Megan's feet? There are 110 stores here offering discounts from 25 to 65%. And there's an easy way of comparing prices. What costs £1 at home costs $1 here. Pair of Wayfarers. In the UK, 70, 80 pounds. So Uchi, how much do these cost?
These are actually $79.99.
In the UK, this would cost £210. Over here, it's $230, which is a saving of around £50 on one club, which is great if you like golf. This is an exhilarating airboat trip through Boggy Creek, the headwaters of the famous Everglades further south. And you certainly need the ear defenders. You're sitting just 6 feet in front of an aircraft engine. But remarkably, not all the wildlife is frightened away by the noise. You do get to see alligators. Earlier, I told you that British visitors to Orlando put 2 things above theme parks. The first was shopping, the second one is eating out in restaurants, which is great. The fact that eating out is so popular is not really surprising, because most hotels here are sold on a room-only basis. Now, if you take the trouble, you can find restaurants that aren't part of a themed chain. Roy's is one, with its excellent Hawaiian fusion menu. Dinner with wine costs around £20 to £30. But you can eat much more cheaply, and that's good news if you're self-catering. I've rented a townhouse in Kissimmee, an Orlando suburb. It's comfortable, well-equipped, and can take 8 people. Although one unlucky couple would have to sleep on a sofa bed in the living room. As part of the deal, you can get a car like this one. And don't worry, if there's 8 of you, you won't all have to cram inside. The bigger the party, the bigger the car you get. You can't come all the way to the Sunshine State and not spend a day by the sea. And Cocoa Beach is less than an hour away. Cocoa is a no-frills, laid-back kind of place with a long sandy beach and a lovely old pier.
Claire and Andy and their kids Katie, Tom and Ed are also staying in Kissimmee.
So why did you choose to stay in a villa as opposed to in a hotel?
It gives you a lot more freedom and space. I mean, you get, you know, the houses are big over here and you're not, you know, you can come and go as you please really. Plenty of eating out places, so you don't need to be stuck to a regime really.
What else have you done?
Done lots of shopping.
Where have you
We've
shopped?
done so much shopping, we've had to buy an extra case to take all the stuff
Oh,
home.
I like this family.
Overall, with its shopping, its restaurants, the beaches and day trips, I'd say there's definitely a great holiday to be had in Orlando, away from the theme parks. But Cocoa Beach has a theme of its own which could provide the ultimate climax to any stay. It's within sight of the Kennedy Space Center. And if you're in luck...
Wow! Look there. Now that is an added extra that you don't see at most seaside resorts. The launch of the Space Shuttle. Now that is better than a theme park. Well, if you do decide to make the trip to Orlando, make sure you're up to speed on Florida's laws. For example, if you're female and unmarried, don't be tempted to do a parachute jump on a Sunday because it's illegal. I don't like the idea of skydiving, but that makes me want to do it on a Sunday. Now these days, it seems that you can't switch your TV on without being inundated by cooking or gardening. Right, a couple of facts for you. Now, there's no gardening course this year, but there is an option to take a painting course if cookery isn't your thing. And if you decide to travel on your own, you won't have to pay a single-person supplement during the months of September and October. Well, stay with us for just a little bit longer, because any second now we'll be announcing today's competition winner. That's all from me for the moment. I'll see you again on Monday.